Showing the Jets with 62 yards to 70 for Tampa Bay, but the two big backs have done the job, and the total yardage already. Now, you know, one of the things we expect to see this year in the NFL is the hurry-up offense, but interestingly enough, Bruce Coslett, the Jet head coach, is really not enamored with that, and he came from a team under Sam Weiss that liked to use it.
Well, Sam Weiss kind of originated it. It offended the NFL so much that they almost tried to outlaw it. But what's happened is other teams have picked it up. They're using the no-huddle. Some of them are using the no-huddle with a hurry-up philosophy, trying to change the tempo of the game, like Buffalo, for example, and it was very successful for them. Coslett's feeling very simply, and I think he's right, it's a trend. When teams get used to playing against the hurry-up, against the no-huddle offense, they're going to be able to handle it without a lot of problem. I think he's right. I think you're going to see a lot of it this year, but I'm not one who believes it's a trend of the future.
And of course, it's one thing that the Jets aren't going to use at all. It's interesting that Tampa Bay had it in their plan this year, and there's Richard Williamson, and they used it somewhat in the first half. It didn't seem to give them any advantage, did it?
One of the things I like, Dick, is that it does give responsibility back to the quarterbacks on the field. I really like that.
If you like it, Merlin, I like it. Getting set for the second half, the Jets will receive. Odegaard is back there with Hector. Steve Christie with a high end over in. Not a long kick, and Odegaard on the 9 return. Got by a couple of tacklers and is out of bounds at the 20 by Ed Thomas.
You can hear good football games. There was some excellent hitting on that last play. Irv Eatman coming onto the field, acquired in a trade just before Plan B time, and has started in there. What they would like to do is alternate Brett Miller and Irv Eatman, both toward the end of their careers, both very big horses. Miller is not in there partly because of a groin injury, but we may see some of him later today anyway.
Eatman coming over from Kansas City, one of the important trades engineered by Dick Steinberg. First down, Blair Thomas to start the second half, picks up about 4. Meanwhile, Cadigan on the other side of that line. You've talked about him earlier and his reconstructive knee surgery.
A bust is a first-round pick. Cadigan may still be able to pay some dividends if he can come back and solidify inside the line there. But I don't think there's any question when Mike Haight gets back, the job is going to be his, and Cadigan may be the odd man out.
Freeman McNeil is the man in there now for the Jets on 2nd and 7 at the 23. McNeil will score the only touchdown of the game, brings it out to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Can you hear that defense?
Very definitely.
Boyd Peters has instilled an attitude in his defense already, and you can hear them talking. Well, they need to back it up. But he pumps them up in a hurry.
3rd down and 5 for the Jets on their 25. First series of the second half. O'Brien with a penalty marker down. 2 of them down. Rob Moore makes the catch shy of the first down. He had Tony Covington all over his back, but there are 2 flags, one at the line of scrimmage and the other one downfield.
I guess we're going to see more and more of those official meetings on the field. The new chief of officials, Jared Seaman, says he expects that. He wants them to get it right, and if that means get together and talk, get together and talk.
The key is to get it right.
We have illegal on the defense, number 29.
Ricky Reynolds on
25, defense, offside. We have illegal hands.
Wow.
Offense, number 69.
What, only 3 penalties?
Offset. The down will be replayed.
Jeff Criswell, no 2 for 1 here. Penalties are offsetting, so they'll replay it. Bruce Coslett looking down on his card of plays. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Terrence Mathis checks in for the Jets, number 81. Chris Burkett is to the bottom of your picture. And it's Baxter. He'll go nowhere. And it's Reuben Davis.
Reuben Davis and number 96, Tim Newton, celebrating on that play. Let's watch it coming in. It looked to me like Brad Baxter was very late getting started, but the reason for it, simply Tim Newton blew inside, got there quickly enough to get a hand on it.
So it's 4th down. Louis Aguiar will kick for the Jets at about the 10-yard line. That's Willie Drury. First punt for Aguiar went 43 yards.
And was a line drive.
Gets off a better one this time. Drury backed up to his 26. Slips and is down at the 29.
Bruce Coslett very angry at the kind of coverage he got off his punt and kickoff teams last week. They've done a much better job here today.
And the 51-yard kick by Aguiar didn't hurt either. Youngest team in the league, and here's why. They have the most rookies in the league. Jets have only 3, and we're going to see their prize package now.
Well, this is the number 1 they're happiest about, although he didn't make it into camp. Finally arrived, is just now getting his first opportunity in regular season. Charles McRae, 300-pounder. Let's see how he can do it.
First down, Tampa Bay on their 30. Gary Anderson. He looks fresh coming out of the second half and picks up about 9 yards with Kyle Clifton making the stop.
Not a bad play from Charles McRae. Locked up with Dennis Bird, number 90. Now watch him coming out here. Good blow off the line. Turns Bird around and keeps right on driving, and then gets a second shot on Lonnie Young. Picks up two blocks. Charles, good start.
And 35 yards rushing so far for Anderson. 2nd down and 1. Anderson gets the call and moves the pile enough for the first down beyond the 40-yard line. Marvin Washington with the stop.
It's obvious that one of the things that the Bucs talked about in the locker room was a mix of run and pass. They came right out here and established some running game. Now let's see if they don't go back and give Vinny a time to put that ball up in the air. But Williamson promised one thing. He said, we are not going to be as predictable this year. And I think he's lived up to that promise here in the early part of this game.
First down for the Bucs on their 42. This time it's Wilson, and he gets nothing. Jets cut off the inside run effectively, and once again Kyle Clifton is in on the tackle.
Kyle Clifton, more tackles than any player in the league last year. And I tell you the interesting thing about him, he's one of the few linebackers in the league that plays the pass as well as the run. Not the most gifted athlete in the world, but one of the smartest and one of the most intense.
2nd down and 9 at the 43-yard line. Short drop. Testaverde has Mark Carrier, who makes the reception, gets into Jet territory, picks up a first down to the 45-yard line. A gain of 12, and they worked on Tony Stargell that time.
When you come out of college, they worry about your ability to pass block. Let's watch Charles McRae locked up right here. Marvin Washington to the outside. He already knows how to use his hands. He better. It's legal now. He just grabbed him and locked up and kept him off the quarterback.
Tampa Bay developing a fine offensive line. They have a first down at the Jet 45. Trailing 10-6. On the delay, Anderson trying to get outside. Mo Lewis won't let him. And a loss of a play of about 4 yards. Brian Washington made the hit, but it was Lewis who really caused the problems early on.
One of the things the Jets talked about a great deal, getting bigger and stronger. Here's one of the ways they'd help themselves. Number 57, a rookie, Mo Lewis, who is able to come in and put some real heat on you and enough speed to the outside to stay right step for step with Anderson. Now watch this hustle. Gets up off the ground, gets a piece of the action.
And Lewis, because he did his job, gets the reward of coming out of the game. And Mike Grimm comes in as an extra pass defender on 2nd and 14. Testaverde's pass is caught. Back to the original line of scrimmage. That was Bruce Hill and Brian Washington making the tackle on the underpass as the Buccaneers bring in extra wide receivers.
Gain of 6. 3rd and 8 at the Jets 43.
Everyone starts out 0-0. Everyone's in a good mood opening day.
I think the fans are happy to have the football season back, too.
Dick Stockton and Merlin Olsen. Jets lead the Bucs 10-6. 3rd down and 8 for Tampa Bay. Testaverde hung on. Fires. Incomplete. Intended for Lawrence Dawsey. And Tony Stargell was with him step for step. So it's 4th down, and the Buccaneers will have to kick.
Snap almost getting away from Testaverde, and a little surge of adrenaline here. Watch him as he just guns this pass over his receiver's head. I think he was just a little bit happy to be able to corral that ball and then put a little too much on that one.
4th down, and Mark Royals will kick. Terrence Mathis ready to receive for the Jets.
Kick.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think it's a good kick.
Yeah.
And Rodgers downs it at the 11-yard line.
Down by Glenn Rodgers.
Glenn Rodgers, a rookie.
At about the 10-yard
He only went
line.
32 yards, but the Jets will start
Yards on punt.
inside their 15. Anthony Carter will strut his stuff for the Vikings against the Bears.
Some game-breaking skills. Great concentration.
And the Vikings against the Chicago Bears in their opener for all of our audience, with the exception of you fans watching in the New York market. The worst starting field position of the day for the Jets. Their own 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for Ken O'Brien. Blair Thomas. Hard bit of running. Brings it out to the 16. Harry Hamilton. Strong safety.
Here's a man with uniform shock. Number 77, Gerald Nichols. He's got to look around and say, am I in the right huddle? Was a Jet until last week, had been for a number of years, was cut. The last cut picked up by Tampa Bay, and already in the lineup.
Remember the story about the false signals that Jim Sweeney, the center, knowing that Nichols knows their audibles, Blair Thomas, penalty marker down, and Thomas drives out to what would be a 1st down. But there is a flag. Broderick Thomas, and then Reuben Davis came in to make the play. And a holding call against the Jets.
Offense, number 67. Still 2nd down.
That's Dwayne White, the right guard.
Bruce Coslett, initially not that complimentary in his words about Nichols as he left. Of course, he's the man responsible for cutting him, but suddenly said, hey, I'm sorry to see him playing at Tampa Bay. We're going to have to come right back against him. He knows our system, knows our players extremely well. And of course, we've talked to you about the double signals that he's forced because of his familiarity with the offensive setup of the Jets.
So there's Sweeney, who knows Nichols, who was devastated, by the way, that he was let go. 2nd down and 12. On the far side is Mark Boyer. Tight end. Gets it out to about the 11-yard line. Ricky Reynolds defended Boyer that time.
Nichols and Sweeney, like a couple of battering rams, head to head. Watch this. Bash, bash. Both short-legged and powerful, huge arms, huge upper bodies. That hurts just to watch it.
So not only is Nichols in, but so is Dexter Manley, who saw brief action in the first half. Comes in on 3rd and 5 for the Jets. And the pass to Terrence Mathis. He's hit immediately by Ricky Reynolds, but appears to have enough for the first down. He knew where the sticks were.
One of the things that Dexter Manley must adjust to, the move from the right to the left side. That is not an easy thing to do. And Manley being asked to rush not from the familiar right side, but from the left. Watch him here. As they put Boyer, the tight end, already he's getting the respect of that tight end, and he will get much more of that on the right side. He mentioned that that is difficult for him. He's so used to being on that open left side.
Mathis with 3 catches for 38 yards and a first down for the Jets on their 21. Kevin Murphy, and he comes in unmolested and sacks Ken O'Brien for a loss of 7 yards, and the first sack of the day for Tampa Bay.
Left-hand side of your screen, number 59, Kevin Murphy, another of the Bucs delighted by the aggressive nature of this defense, and no one even touches him. They just didn't have enough bodies to go around, and O'Brien feeling the bite of that sack. And a smile. Was that a smile?
Could be a grimace. That's Floyd Peters' version of a smile. 2nd down and 17 now, back to the 14-yard line. O'Brien has Blair Thomas. He puts a move on Murphy and nearly gets the first down. He's shy by about 1.5 yards.
When Bruce Coslett talked about the receiving skills of Blair Thomas, he said, I think he has even better hands than James Brooks. That's high compliment from Coslett, because Brooks, one of the outstanding and most versatile backs in the league for so many years. But watch the feet here. Again, forcing the miss by Murphy right there. And then look at this, back inside. He moves around, gets that slide, and ends up going forward for the extra yardage.
Does Barry Sanders' name come to mind a little bit as you saw some of those moves? 3rd and 1. Johnny Hector, the running back, doesn't make it. I think he was stopped. And it was Eugene Marv, the middle linebacker that played at Buffalo.
They're going to measure it. Some confusion on that play. Irv Eatman waving his hand at the tight end. I'm not sure what the purpose was there. But Marv from his inside linebacking position, well, and they're saying they picked it up.
By the length of the football, and that's all you need. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter. No scoring yet in the 3rd quarter. The Jets still with their 10-6 lead.
Gerald Nichols off the field now as Tim Newton goes back in to claim his nose tackle position.
First down on the 31. O'Brien dumps it off to Johnny Hector. And he got only 2 yards that time, and Ray Seals sealed him there.
Number 96, Tim Newton, a different player this year. 300 pounds last year, has had trouble staying in the game for 60 plays. Left side of your screen. Watch the pressure he puts on right here. And you know, he's an interesting cat. He's going to Barber College. In fact, he'll be going Tuesday again during the season even. He says, I'm looking for my future after the game. I said, yeah, any of the guys let you cut their hair? He said, no, they don't trust me. He said, but I did cut Reuben Davis's hair. Later on, we'll see if we can get a look at Reuben Davis.
I'm anxious to see what his hair looks like.
I want to see what it looks like.
2nd and 7. Trapped behind is Blair Thomas. And a loss on the play will bring up 3rd and almost 10 yards. And Kevin Murphy. This allowed Thomas from getting any room, but Thomas has had an outstanding first game thus far.
2-yard loss.
Dick Stockton and Merlin Olsen here at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Unseasonable temperatures for September 1st. It was cooler than expected. The Jets lead 10-6, winding down to less than 2.5 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 9 at the 32 of the Jets. play by Chris Burkett, playing in place of Al Toon. Glenn Rogers on the stop. A gain of 11 and a first down.
We mentioned that they were happy that they had someone of Burkett's stature to go in Toon's place. You see why here. You can't make a nicer stretching catch than that. Let's go in and look at the protection that they're. That's Criswell, number 63. Again, an excellent tackle. McCants frustrated with a hand to the face there, but nowhere near the quarterback as O'Brien had time. But what's happening?
Well, they're going to look up at replay perhaps to see whether Burkett did have possession.
As he touched the ground. Stretching, as we said, to the max.
It's 1st and 10. A catch. Review in the play.
They are looking at the catch.
The play stands. First down.
Coughlin said, yeah, come on, let's get on it here. Let's go back and look at it ourselves. Look how close to the ground Burkett is. They were just wondering if he had that ball cushioned under his hand.
Blair Thomas on first down.
Blair Thomas, the ball carrier.
Gets nothing on the play. Eugene Marv making the stop.
Eugene Marv. Gain of 1. 2nd and 9. At the 40.
Second down and 9 on the Jet 44. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. A scoreless third period. Blair Thomas. Look at a stiff arm on Wayne Haddix by Thomas, who picks up 12.
Those are all pro moves from Blair Thomas. We talked about how the Jets were going to lean on his talents. Just watch him run. You see why.
Blair Thomas, having a terrific game, has given the Jets a first down at the Tampa Bay 45, and Thomas has gained 56 yards on 13 carries as the clock winds down to the cheers of the Jet fans. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score, the New York Jets 10, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6.